With no end in sight to the government shutdown, the FAA forced to cancel hundreds of flights across the country. How the airports and travelers are adapting.
More rain and wind are on the way for tonight, and I'm tracking the potential for some pretty foggy conditions for the weekend.
Plus, ballots continue to be counted, and one Spokane City Council race is coming down to the wire. The latest numbers tonight. Good evening and thanks for joining us for KREM 2 News. I'm Christian Garza. Mark has the night off. Well, we start tonight with a look at the forecast. A fast-moving storm off the coast is moving through the region right now, bringing rain and strong winds. KREM 2 meteorologist Michelle Boss is tracking the very latest. Hey, Michelle.
Yeah, it was mostly dry throughout the day today, even though it was pretty gray outside, but some of the heavier rains are starting to move in. We've already picked up about 700 of an inch at the Spokane airport. Looking relatively quiet outside, kind of hard to see, but the winds are picking up. So we're talking about some wet and windy conditions during the overnight and very early morning hours. Satellite and radar shows one band of rain moving through and another several on the way. So we could pick up more than 1/4 of an inch of rain during the overnight hours before you even wake up tomorrow morning. And those winds starting to pick up. Sustained winds right now out of the southwest at 14 miles per hour in Spokane. We could see wind gusts in excess of 30 miles per hour overnight. It's going to stay windy tomorrow, but temperatures are going to stay relatively mild, well above freezing overnight. Should only be dropping down into the lower 40s. Currently 47 in Spokane and Coeur d'Alene, still in the 50s across central Washington and Moses Lake and Grand Coulee. So this particular computer model dries it out by 2 a.m., but I think we could still see some wet weather till about 4 or 5 a.m. But by the time most folks are headed out the door, we'll already start to see that drying trend and should see some sunshine tomorrow. But unfortunately, as things calm down, we are having the potential setup for a pretty foggy weekend. So going 43 on Saturday, if we see a little sun, could be a little bit warmer. If the fog sticks in, we may not get out of the 30s.
Thanks, Michelle. Well, 37 days into the government shutdown and a couple PNW airports are cutting flights. The Transportation Department ordering cutbacks at 40 major airports, including SeaTac in Portland, due to the shortage of air traffic controllers. The initial cuts will be about 4% for the weekend, gradually stepping up to 10% likely by sometime next week. It's an effort to ease the burden on air traffic controllers who are working without pay due to the shutdown amid surging sick calls.
We're trying to be really thoughtful about where those flights come out to try to minimize customer impact across the system.
United Airlines expects to cancel nearly 200 flights a day this weekend. Meantime, airlines are in the process of notifying flyers whose flights have been canceled for Friday. More than 48 hours after the fiery crash of a UPS cargo plane in Louisville, 8 people are still unaccounted for. At least 13 people were killed, including a child. Moments after the UPS cargo plane lifted off, the left engine detached from the wing, causing the plane to crash and cause a massive fire. NTSB says they're examining the plane's maintenance history.
Our belief is today that there was not a maintenance issue regarding that aircraft prior to the flight subject. UPS, their flight scheduling and all of their crews are being very cooperative with us, providing everything we need.
Flight records show the plane was grounded in Texas for 6 weeks, but it's not clear what maintenance was performed. A federal judge has dismissed the criminal case against Boeing over 2 deadly crashes of its 737 MAX planes. 346 people were killed in the 2018 and 2019 crashes in Indonesia and Ethiopia. Prosecutors alleged Boeing deceived regulators about a flight control system implicated in the crashes. As part of the deal to drop the charges, Boeing has agreed to pay or invest an additional $1.1 billion in fines, compensation for victims' family, and internal safety measures. Well, votes are still being counted tonight, and the race for one position seems to be coming down to razor-thin margins. In the race for Spokane City Council District 1 race, incumbent Jonathan Bingle still holding a slim lead over Sarah Dixit. Right now, Bingle holds a 68-vote lead over Dixit. We'll be following the numbers and bring you updates when they're available. Now, folks living in Spangle are spending the night without power right now. Avista says the outage started at 10 p.m. and is lasting until 5 a.m. tomorrow morning. The company says crews will use the time to perform maintenance at the Spangle substation. Ultimately, Avista says the work will make power access in the area more reliable. Well, new tonight, a fundraiser is being held tomorrow for a 9-year-old girl and stepfather who were seriously hurt in a motorcycle crash. KREM 2's Connor McAvoy joins us in the newsroom with more on the family's story and how you can help.
Well, Maisie Wilson and her stepdad were riding on his motorcycle when they were hit by a driver who ran a stop sign. Now, a month after the accident, family friends are holding a fundraiser to help with medical expenses. Now, Maisie's mother, Bethany Freeland, says following the crash, her husband's still recovering from multiple surgeries and still isn't able to work. Meanwhile, Maisie's still recovering after breaking her femur and tibia. Freeland says the crash happened right before he was supposed to start a new job. She says her husband was the family's only source of income, and now Freeland says is trying to navigate helping both of them as they recover while also being pregnant. To help the family while they heal, family friends Ben Fano and Becky Casey are holding a silent auction and dinner, followed by a live auction tomorrow night to help support the family. They say they're excited to help support people they care about.
If we can get together and do just a little bit each for somebody that really needs it like this, you know, it kind of restores my faith in the community and people in general.
If something like this happened to any of us, they would be the first ones to show up. They've been such great friends to us for a while now.
Anyone interested in attending can head to the Fano Design and Fabrication Building at 6 p.m. tomorrow night. Dinner tickets are $25 online and $30 at the door. Now, GoFundMe for the families already helped raise more than $9,000. We'll have more information about it on our website. That's KREM.com. Connor McAvoy, KREM 2 News.
Thank you, Connor. Well, don't go to bed just yet. The iconic host of a Spokane-based exercise show has died. Tonight, we are taking a look back on Marianne Wilson's groundbreaking show.
We have been working around the clock the last 24 hours to kind of have backup plans.
SeaTac Airport braces for major flight cuts as the government shutdown drags on. The impact travelers could see as early as tomorrow in just 90 seconds.
Files here, we've got rain, cold temperatures, clouds, it's all taken over, but up in the mountains, it's already coming down as snow. I've got my long-range winter forecast coming up this Sunday, and I'm gonna let you know when you can expect snow in town.